Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Where we left off last time, we had arrived back in the Defender's Heart. We saved the Storyteller, and now he wants to talk to us about some things. The Blind Elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some color. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my savior? I recognize your footsteps. Determined footsteps, befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. We got the Storyteller's ring and almost 400 experience. Irbith has explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities that the local wardstone has been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only in the one guarding Kyrieru did I sense a flaw. A spot of corruption inside it. A vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it'll be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly. I am the Storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I am old even for an elf, and I've seen many things, and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. That is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services, and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone. Stayed out of others' squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Nerosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Kyrieru. Speaking of the Stolen Lands, our character from the Stolen Lands could probably solve this world wound problem pretty easily. He was pretty good. Do you wield some special magical power, some instinct? The Storyteller chuckles. Yes, to a certain extent, but it's more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that have happened. I touch an object, and shreds of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day, I will gather them all. What blight is connected to the wardstone, or concealed in the wardstone, I should say? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it's hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Minago invaded the city with a crowd of her followers and started to do what demons do best. They killed and desecrated. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies and splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Arendae herself? The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here, even the terrifying Balor Karamzada. Their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Daskari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Kyrieru. And when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now, it's in demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it to the other stones, along the whole perimeter of the world wound. Why did you travel to the wardstones? I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began. I've heard you. In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the wardstone. As far as I know, there is nothing like that in Kyrieru, but the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Arendae, the silver demon, or silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I would advise you to go to where Arendae perished, and search there for something. I'm sorry, I couldn't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tell me to point you there. I found this in the square where Trendela perished. What do you make of it? The storyteller reaches out and says softly, even from here I can feel the strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I will examine it using my method. I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions, and shreds of their memories. Maybe it'll help us better understand what we are dealing with. The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his voice disgustingly raspy. Hunger. My many legs bring me into the lair, to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body overfilled with food is so huge that I have to look at it with all of my eyes at once. On her top is a scrawny little head with a long beak that is always yearning for more food. You feel feverish, and your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed, feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions that repeat the words of the old elf. Mother greets me with a placid screech, stupid greedy wretch, whose only achievement is my birth. A creeping, wingless creature. It's your fault I have no wings. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Like a dark buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor splatters the bone spurs on my heels, the bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful, tiny head and tear it off along with the shreds of meat. Victory. I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste. His voice becomes normal again. Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me. Did this knife belong to a demon? The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm crosses his face. A new vision, a much stronger one, engulfs the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish from his voice as it grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tightly it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly. Corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless. But it will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. Light. White light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hand. Out of breath, he drops to his knees. He is trembling. The terror on his face is so unlike his usual dignified manner. What was that? That was not the past. That was something that is yet to happen, or rather, might happen. One of the roads to the future. In one of the possible futures, this item will help you cleanse the wardstone, or to destroy it. You feel a longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that is opened up in it. It's hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment your self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man stands. He looks completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me. But how? I am not an oracle or a prophet. Is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen... I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I am sure of. This is not a coincidence. It is a sign of coming changes. Great changes. Your powers are amazing. A few minutes ago, I would have agreed with you. But the thing that has just happened, it disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like this. Something has changed. And these changes frighten me. Can I help you? I appreciate your offer. Oh, right. He wants his story pages. We already know that. We've already done all that. We're gonna examine our items. There's nothing really exciting about it. We tell him to see the dagger and then Radiance. He says Radiance was the sword of Yaniel, and it might one day become glorious again. Trendle of Scale. She was once a bad dragon. And now she's a good dragon. And we have to find more of her pieces. And then Finian was once a Pathfinder. And he is now a sword / weapon. But he doesn't know that yet. And then this is just about the storyteller. We don't really need to know too much about him. The Coles Notes version is he is an archmage from Keonan, which we'll find out with part of our Elven pages. And he's really, really powerful. He also does a bunch of cool things in his past. We'll go through those when we do the actual story pages thing, because those are actually a neat part of the quest. I'm going to quickly talk to Ember. We don't really have too much to talk to her about. And we're just going to go through all of that. We find out that she is... her patron is Endoletta, a powerful Archon and one of the Imperial Lords, also known as Grandmother Crow. So she gets her powers from a very, very powerful entity. And we definitely didn't want to kick her out of our party. Alright. Woljif is the next person we have to go talk to about the Heart of the Moon? Something of the Moon.
Psst, look, Chief, I got something to
Moon
show
of the
you.
Abyss, that's the one.
Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
Woljif comes closer and looks around quickly to make sure no one is eavesdropping. He makes a subtle gesture, and an amulet on a chain appears in his hand. A silver amulet in the shape of a waning moon with a dark crystal in the middle. The Moon of the Abyss. So you did betray the Thieflings.
Oh, that cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that.
Kinda is, a little bit.
Although, of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel? Huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days?
Did you really have the amulet this whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
Woljif grins, pleased. But you've been searched by the guards. How did you manage to hide the amulet?
Thieves have their ways.
Ah, yes, the prison pocket, I understand. Why didn't you give the amulet to Kyrieru right away?
What? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Canabras and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth. And Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the Thieflings. And they never appreciated me anyway.
Why did you steal the Moon of the Abyss? You wouldn't have been able to sell an item so rare anyways.
Why, he asks? It's expensive, pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it.
Woljif puts his hands in his pockets and looks away, and then sighs.
She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon. You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My ma was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders.
Woljif scowls.
I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Kyrieru had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Daeran. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
Risking everything for some shiny trinket.
This isn't just some shiny trinket. First, maybe some rich person's just dying to buy it. We need to put out some feelers and see if anyone's in the market. Second, maybe it'll come in handy. And besides, I spent so many years looking at it. I imagine things like, what if my grandfather left something else and my grandma spent that too? Maybe I could have had my own barony already if things had turned out differently. Or got some decent education in the capital. They're all just dreams, but the moon is right here. You've got to hold on to what's yours, Chief.
It's your business, not mine.
Allies, friends, it's all a load of crap. Life brings us together, forces us to make plans, do whatever it is we do, but it's a safe bet that this ain't forever. I might be a traitor, but the others, are they any better than me? Melround had a good reputation in the family. He was trusted, and you see what happened. If you abide by the law, anyone can rob you. So you need to break the law first when no one expects it, and run before you go soft and get too attached.
Woljif cheers up.
Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief. I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family. And we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables.
Making sure no one is going to take the amulet from him, Woljif hides it under his shirt and folds his arms on his chest.
So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Alright, let's go to Woljif. Let's see what he's got. I can't remember what he has in his inventory, but we can sell things, so that's always a plus. We're also going to sell the quarterstaff. We don't need it. We do have someone that uses glaives coming up. We'll keep the Claw of Jiska. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. We just have one armor currently. We have some armor or some items to put on people. Anyways, what do we got here? Let's go price in descending order. That shows us what's actually good in here. There's a gnome hooked hammer of discipline. There's a stock. There's a quarterstaff of slip, which is a +1 AC quarterstaff. It's not the worst. There's a cold iron scythe, but we just sold that. Nothing really else of note that we want yet. So let's get out of there. We have more things to do. We're not going to rest here. Normally, I would probably say we should rest, but we don't have time for that. We have a time limit. We have to go get Daeran and go to Horgus Quorm's place. How much money are we sitting on, by the way? 19,000. Apparently there's a first aid kit here. Huh. Okay. We are going to leave Nenio behind for now. And we're going to bring Camellia because we need to. The reason for that is we need to get to Horgus Quorm's mansion. You have to have Camellia for it. Otherwise you can't go in. You can tell that by going over Quorm's mansion. It says required companions, Camellia, but we're going to stop by Arendae's place here. How was that still quest? I thought I turned in the Don't Kill Ramian quest. Hang on. Right, we've talked to a priest, Count Arendae, Storyteller, Notes, League of the Inspiring Cart, More Than Nothing, that's Nenio. Those are both done. Horgus Quorm, Tower of Estrad. Discuss the plan of attack with Erebeth. We have 3 different people that have joined the... Oh, maybe it's because we haven't saved the people yet? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Entering the location anyways. Arendae's party is... Now, there's one enemy that's kind of hard to kill in here. It's the shear that's going to come, but the rest of it's pretty easy. I don't remember if there's any enemies in these little rooms. There are definitely enemies in these rooms. I can clearly see some dretches over there. We're going to loot the room first. Can I just charge into them? Let's see. You went... No, because I'm clicking on the other side of the wall by accident. Can we just... I need... Okay, Sela, get on your horse, so it's out of the way a little.
I'll watch your back.
Camellia, get the hell out of the way.
I need to concentrate.
Damn it. Ember, your character model is also in the way. There we go.
Can we retreat already?
In we go. One dredge dead.
Cover me, all right?
And we get a surprise round, which is nice.
Surrender, or else I'll cut you wide open.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
No glory without risk.
Did she punch? Oh, she has a club on, right?
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
Okay. So... Oh, and for those of you wondering, I did level up the... Actually, I didn't level up the horse. I thought I leveled up the horse. Oh, I didn't save after I leveled up the horse. That was my bad. There we go. Horse is leveled up. I did forget to level up the horse. I did it and then I reloaded because I was testing something. I forgot about that. Alright, let's go deal with the demons here. There's a party going on. There's lots of dancers dancing. What a splendid occasion, Count. And this Numerian elixir is quite something. Many scantily clad strippers, or just dancers in general. But there are several enemies. The most important ones is the Shear. He's pretty tough. I smell beauty. They're demons, help! Wonderful, now brace yourself for the smell of your own blood, you ghastly eyesore. Daeran just straight up bone shakered that one to death. It was pretty good. We're gonna use our... What other encounters? We have lots of encounters coming up. Maybe we'll save our abilities for now. I am gonna cast Cure Light Wounds on... Lan, though. Lan can take a shot at the Shear and hit it once. Nice. Actually, I wasn't expecting him to hit in general, but that's fine. Protective Luck on our main character. Can I charge? No. Should I just wait for it to do its action? Probably. Where's the Shear? There it is. We'll wait for everyone to do their things. Sela and Nightmare can go in, but we'll also delay till after the Shear. Let's let it come to us, or at the very least hopefully come closer a little bit. There's also a wizard though, that's less than good. We should have shot him with Lan. Stinking Cloud is kind of annoying, and a bunch of the courtesans are dying. Not that that means a lot to us. Oops, we dismiss spell, yes. Do we grease? No, probably not. Let's just delay. Wait for the Shear to come to us, and then we'll punch it in the face. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna make him delay just a second longer. I want to be able to flank.
Into the fray!
We missed. We need 20s to hit that thing.
Distract them from me.
We did get a 20. Nice.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Why is its armor class so high? It's 31 armor class? Mage armor, natural armor, dex, plus 6 dex bonus. Damn. We got really lucky with our attack rolls, but we're going to need something like Magic Missile to finish it off. And I don't know if anyone has Magic Missile available. Also, that's Aranka. We've been looking for her. Okay, Sela does have some spells, but I don't know if they're of any use for this particular situation. We could do Bless. But let's just heal Lan like we planned to. Lan doesn't have any spells, I don't think. We can shoot the wizard, I guess.
Endure this.
We did hit him. It's a Cambion. Oops. Shit. I moved forward. I'm willing to bet it's going to make its fort save. Probably. Yep. Definitely. Has magic resistance. Shit. I don't think we have anyone else between us and the Shear. We might get hit. Unless Lan can kill it. Or not Lan, Daeran could kill it.
Assist me.
Well, at least he took the hits for us, I guess. I'll take it.
The inheritor.
19 to hit. Do you have the ability to cast one magic missile? Please tell me I kept one magic missile kicking around. Do I have a magic missile scroll? I'll take that too. Yes. Sweet. Okay, we're gonna 5-foot step away. Spell resistance! It's only SR16. How could we be so bad at this?
It comes to this.
Well, I did 3 damage. At least she got past the spell resistance, I guess. I think she can use magic missile scrolls. Nope, no she can't. Okay. Could try and evil eye it. It didn't work.
Make every strike count.
We hit the Cambion. There's gotta be a way to hit this thing for a little bit of damage. Can she do magic missile? Yes. 3 more damage done. If somebody can just do a tiny bit of damage to it, that'd be super. It has way too much armor for this point of the game. Like, we have a pretty high attack rolls. Like, plus 12 is a lot for level 4. It has 31 armor. It's ridiculous. And we even have flanking on. We're running out of people for them to kill before they start coming for us. Why is he stunned? I don't know.
Time to share your treasures.
Come on, someone hit this guy.
You made your choice.
Alright, Camellia. You can't do mirror images.
Spirits
Or not
demand
mirror
your
image, magic
blood.
missiles, but try and shoot it anyways. Let's. Is the Dretch and the wizard shoot? Or no, the Dretch is fighting the drunk guy. Gotcha. Alright, I believe in you, Ember. Here we go. Moment of truth for you. Freaking spell resistance. What? Oh, she has much worse spell piercing. Okay, fair enough. The Cambion just like stabbed some dude instead of, or yeah, the wizard just stabbed some dude instead of actually like casting a spell.
Tactical retreat.
There we go. Finally killed it. We'll be fine. Can't believe that guy hit so hard. Alright, let's move up. We hit that guy. We're gonna need to heal. This is fine so far. How do we not get an attack of opportunity? Oh, well, whatever. Let's see if we can heal our main character, who took a little bit of a hit there. He's now at 1, so that's perfect. Shoot the wizard. Oh, we almost killed him. Let's give him more healing. That was a much better heal. Sweet. Well, that guy just committed suicide by running in the middle of our entire group. Dead. Let's get some flanking going. That guy's dead. We should have 1 Dretch left, I think. 2 Dretches left? No, just 1 it looks like. Time to stand up. Move towards the enemy. Arendae just did her thing. Oh, there's another guy dead.
You are today's sacrifice.
Endure this.
Almost killed that one.
Too late for apologies.
Oh, there's 2 Dretches left. There's a second one right there. Well, the courtesan's going into fight, so hopefully it'll take the hit. It did. Fair enough.
The light. Take you.
And that's the end of the fight. Come, Arendae, focus. There must be a way out somehow.
I will guide.
Alright, we need to talk to some people, but first let's just go ahead and loot all the bodies. All of the drunk people are dead, basically. There is a knowledge world check, which I think we should be able to do, hopefully. Although we did.
This was simple enough.
The intricate patterns on the harp depict the stars, the moon, and butterflies. The hallmarks of the goddess Desna, who we also worship, by the way. Let's talk to Daeran, who's alive. Good.
Greetings, valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Daeran Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arendae. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
Wow,
bona fide blue bloods, and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I'm quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
Must have been some party to miss the fact that Canabras was being attacked by hordes of demons and Discari himself.
Oh, come. The party was deathly dull. Rather like one of the prelate's interminable sermons. I really ought to be grateful to the demons for their intrusion. They certainly added a frisson to the proceedings. It seems as though Discari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
The Count casts a look at the curtain window, and the light from this city's fires flickering between the gaps in the fabric. What should I know about you, Count, apart from the fact that you're highborn and very rich?
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around. I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more.
You don't seem very concerned about the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the ward stones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon, as if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
The Count falls silent and rubs his brow, looking fatigued.
The Arendaes are one of the most ancient and noble families in Mendiv. They are related by blood to Queen Galfrey herself. The Count is the last remaining member of his dynasty. The rest all perished around 10 years ago. In the tragedy at the family seat, Heaven's Edge, the demons got past the defenses and massacred everyone inside.
I thank you for providing your friend with that helpful summary, my lady. I believe I've seen you before, with that hilarious buffoon Horgus Gwyrm. I sincerely hope you are not engaged in any kind of sordid arrangement with him. The thought of something so splendid in proximity to something so grotesque makes me feel quite ill. You deserve a better fate than that, no doubt.
The Count's voice drips with courtesy, but he somehow manages not to sound thankful at all.
Your civility knows no bounds, Count. I most assuredly do not have any arrangement with Master Gwyrm.
As Camellia speaks, hints of carefully suppressed irritation slip into her voice. You can go to Defender's Heart. It's under the protection of Irbeth, Tierbade, and the Eagle Watch.
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
Sela raises her sword with a flourish and uses its smooth surface as a mirror.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes? As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you. Only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
The Count is silent for a moment, thinking. Thoughts?
I don't like this guy much at all. Not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him.
I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed? All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demons surely will.
Lan flashes a cocky smile.
He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it will make him feel better?
Don't ask me. Having him tag along would be like going for a nighttime stroll through the back alleys with a diamond tiara on your head. Even I don't like that kind of attention.
The Count's presence can only benefit us. I think we should say yes.
He doesn't look like a whiner, and he can hold his own, so he won't be dead weight.
Deal.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
We're not going to bring him with us just yet. He will eventually be part of our group, but we don't have the room for him at the moment. We need to do Camellia's quest
Call
first.
me again if you need to.
Portrait of Galfrey Mendev, ruler of the kingdom and founder of all the crusades into the world wound. Oh, we need to talk to Oranka, right. Thank you, stranger. The young woman does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes are glittering for saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance. I swear I don't know who has enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of this house. I'm afraid of Ilks. He asked me to find you and protect you. The young woman clasps her hands together. Ilks is alive! And he's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now when the city is under siege by demons, and those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. Do you know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away. He'll go and try and help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll risk using magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone, disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. She becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my shawl around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away and know you're a friend. If I were you, I'd start to look for him in Canabris's Market Square. Alright, can you get to somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't busting down the door just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple, to Ilks. The Inquisitors must have searched there by now. They won't go back a second time. I have to go. Good luck. May Desna be with you, stranger. Alright, we're gonna jump across here to do this mobility check. Saving first. We did it. Just because there's a body here that has some random loot on it. We can also zone transition from here. But
Pretty good,
we can get an extra 17 experience by jumping back across. We're also getting a fair amount of experience by doing these little quests. We're now at 13,421 out of 15,000. I don't think we'll get to level 5 before the attack on Defender's Heart, but I'm not entirely sure about that yet. So let's do Gwyrm's thing next. It's not too far away. What time are we at on this video? Oh, we're over time, so we're gonna call it here. In the next video, we'll do Gwyrm's Mansion, and then we'll do the Tower of Estrad if we have time. We can also do the Atelier on the way, because it's actually on the way, basically, to the Tower of Estrad. And then it probably will be time for us to go to the Defender's Heart, I'm guessing. For now, though, I'll leave you guys here. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.